right, this is my 1971 Ford Mustang. It's a Mach 1 Mustang, but this one's custom, obviously. We call it the Mach 22. We built it on a TV show called Car Kings in just a few days. It's absolutely incredible. This thing's got a supercharged Coyote in it. I don't know, it's making like 800 horse. It sounds incredible. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. How'd Tim Allen do it? It's all about just a ridiculous amount of horsepower. Might not handle like the GT or anything like that, but it's got a big old engine in it. I love the large Mustangs. I like the big, heavy cars. And not many people take this body style Mustang and customize it. It's not one of the most common ones. So I like being different. So it's got like the, the carless seats and all, and roll cage. I mean, it's super fast. So it's set up to where if you want to go have a track day with it, you totally can. I don't know much about stereos, if I'm being honest, but it's got the big subwoofers in the back. I think that's neat. That's all kind of over my head. Honestly, you don't have to turn the music on in this thing. It sounds so good, it doesn't matter. It's got its own music. We had a partnership with Hot Wheels. How cool is it that there's an actual Hot Wheels car, and they made a bunch of these things, that is identical to this car. Pretty neat. I think it's cool. You go to a car show and you have an actual Hot Wheels car with it, that's extra points. All right, this is my 2017 Ford GT. It's very hard to get when they first came out. So they give me the application and you're filling all these things out of, what other Fords do you own? What do you plan on doing with the car? They wanted people to use it. They didn't want people to just park it. And it was like, well, what's like the #1 accomplishment with Ford? And I just put a picture of the Daytona 500.
Joey Logano wins the Daytona 500.
Daytona 500, guys!
The Heritage Edition always came with the #2 on it because that's what they raced back in the 60s. So it's the only Heritage Ford GT that does not have a 2 on it. It has a 22 on it. It happens to be VIN number 22, 22nd one built with a 22. It's a one of one. This one's a forever car. I'm not getting rid of this car. It's forever in the family. And what you'll see as we go through the rest of the cars, I copied the Ford GT paint scheme on about everything else because I love the way it looks. But what is really neat to me about this car is just the aerodynamics of it. They thought about so many things. It makes this car very, very efficient. Here's something I think super cool. So the air goes through here, right? Cool air for your turbos, right? And then exhausts out of the tail light. So it comes out the back of the tail light. It's got an active rear wing. It's just wild. The engineering of it is just wild. I thought they did such a great job applying the look of the original Ford GT that we all know and love, but adding the modern styling and performance to go along with it. They just did a badass job. All right, let's check out the inside. So these things, they kind of got like the flip up doors, which is kind of cool. They kept the same 22 roundels ghosted into the doors. It looks really neat. It's tough for me, I'm 6'3", and it's not made for people this tall, I've realized. So it's kind of a tight squeeze, but once you're in here, and everything is on the steering wheel. Your shift lights are up here. So when you start revving it up, it all comes through on there. I mean, it's pretty much race car with some, creature comfort things, but pretty much just race car. So it's got all these different modes. The modes are cool. Sport mode, normal mode, track mode. Watch this thing drop. Boom. I always thought that was cool. All right, well, let's take it for a spin. Let's go. It's funny, as you buy this really cool car, you don't take it for a test drive or anything. The first time you get to drive one is after you bought it. You're so excited to see it, and then it's like, the first thing you want to do is drive it immediately and see what it's got, right? Like, just feel it. I've never owned a sports car like this, and you realize how tight the steering is, how low the center of gravity is. It feels so much like the race car that I drive all the time. Well, if I'm being honest, it's the most tempting car to drive because it has so much ability and nowhere you can use it unless you're at the racetrack. And I would love to show you guys a little bit, but I feel bad for the cameraman right now holding the camera, because if you start throwing this car around, there's no way you can hold the camera. It's got ceramic brakes on it. Thing stops like bang. You want to stop, it stops. You want to turn, it turns. And when it's go time, I mean, it's amazing how much it just completely accelerates out of your mind. It's got a 6-cylinder in it too, right? twin turbocharged 6 cylinders, the EcoBoost. They had to make a small engine for it because when you look at the aerodynamics of it and you look at the back of the engine bay, they couldn't put a big engine in it. All right, right here, 61 Ford Econoline pickup. Kind of the funniest looking car. I bought it from a security guard at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He had it there and I was like, man, that thing's awesome. I always wanted an Econoline. I think they're neat. It was not in this condition. It was red, actually. I don't know what they were thinking when they were engineering this thing. Mounted to the bottom of the bed is this big chunk of steel, like this big. Because there's so much weight in the front, the engine's in the front, everything in the front. And when there's no load in the truck, right? When you're not carrying anything, you'd hit the brakes and the front end would come up like that. What a piss poor engineering where you gotta put ballast in the back. You gotta tote around extra weight just to keep the rear tires on the ground. Who cares? I still think it's cool. And so we redid it, matte white, the green smoothie wheels. And then I was like, well, what am I gonna put in the back of this thing? I'm not really gonna go to the hardware store and buy a bunch of lumber and put in the back of it. So we made it the shaggin' wagon. You hit a button, it comes up. It's got all screened in. We got the green shag carpet, of course. Got the TV in there. So we go camping in this thing. When I say go camping, I actually mean just camping in the backyard. We don't go very far. So it's kind of, the whole thing's kind of a goof if I'm being honest. Just makes sense. It's got a 3 on the tree, 3-speed on the steering column. And yeah, we put the green skull guy on there because that's cool. I got green running lights on it. It's just a goof, right? It's a fun car to drive around. If people just smile, they just see you driving this thing, they just smile because it's kind of goofy. I would never want to wreck it though, because you're sitting up here in the front, ejecto seat right out the front, not good. All right, this is my favorite car of the whole collection. 1924 Ford Model T. They made millions of these things, but I absolutely love driving it because I think it's a good way to remember where the vehicles come from, right? Where the Ford Motor Company has come from. This is what put them on the map. I also like driving it because back in the 20s, this was really advanced. If you drive it around today, you'd say this thing's a piece of crap, because it doesn't drive great, doesn't go fast, doesn't stop good, doesn't steer good, doesn't do anything good. It just got you from A to B. And then you compare that to 100 years down the road, like the Ford GT, and you think about how great that car is. What's 100 years from now look like? I put an electric starter on this thing. That's cheating, I know. But anyways, I can, if you want to. You push it in, you turn the motor right over. Here's all the horsepower. I don't know if you guys can handle all this. Ooh, baby. I'm gonna say somewhere around 25, 30 horse. It's better than 1 horse that they had before. Only a door on the right side on this thing. So you gotta scoot over. Driver's gotta get in first. I know it's ladies first all the time, but I'm like, hey, I gotta get in. All right, let me show you how you drive a Model T. First thing you're gonna look at when you sit here and you say, they put the steering wheel on backwards. That's not the case. It looks like it's inverted, right? But that keeps your hands closer to the throttle. Here's your throttle right here. So when you're driving, here's your gas. This adjusts the timing of the engine and when the spark hits the piston. So that's when you gotta try to get that to where it runs clean. Now that brings you to your pedals down here. Here's your brake. This is your clutch-ish. I don't even know exactly what it's called. It's not technically a clutch. And then this is reverse, the one in the middle. Blows your mind. So here's your shifter / parking brake. So what you do is you throw that forward, right? And you find neutral in this pedal, okay? So you find right in the middle, there's a neutral where the car won't move. When you want to start moving, you push it forward. When you push it in, that engages first gear. You start chugging along, and then you're ready to hit second. You lift off the gas, release it, and then it'll chug into second gear. Now you're direct drive, now you're going. Now when you want to stop, it gets a little, you got to be thinking a little bit ahead. You lift, you got to find neutral with this foot, and then you got to grab the brake with your other foot. If you get in panic mode and you don't drive it very often, 20 miles an hour feels like you're going 300 miles an hour, because when you can't stop, it's quite the panic moment. It's got air conditioning right here. They drove these things across the country. How BA were those people? I also got Edsel Ford to sign it for me. This is the most fun car of all time. We have built a race car that goes on the street that can do anything. It's the most versatile car, I think, in the world. It is a factory 5 kit truck that we have put a cup engine in, making 850 horsepower. This truck is super light. It's like 2,000 pounds, doesn't weigh much, got 900 horsepower. You can only imagine how fast this thing goes. I wanted to be able to drive it down the road, like go to pickup line at school, which I've done. I wanted to be able to go really, really fast on the track. I also wanted to drift. And so when you look at a lot of the suspension pieces, check this out here. So we cut out the upper control arms and all to where when the wheels turn, they fit right in here so you can get more steering wheel angle so you can drift it. Put a handbrake on it so I can lock the rears up and drift it around. I don't like buying tires over and over again. And so we made it to fit our race car tires on it. So all the tires that you run like 10 laps on and then put another set on and you're like, what are you supposed to do with them all? Well, hey, I'll take them. And we throw them on the back of this thing and it's like having free burnouts. So you just keep throwing those tires on and keep going. So it's super cool. Yes, it's got air conditioning even. That's even the extra piece we went. So full on race car that you can drive on the road, you can do anything with. Most versatile vehicle of all time. But we can talk about this all day long. Let's drive it and have some fun.